Alrighty, hello everyone, and welcome to Introduction to ServiceNow Support, where we're going to be talking about driving customer service excellence here. Before we begin, I'd love to just review our safe harbor notice for forward-looking statements. And simply what this means is that everything that we share is accurate as of this presentation on currently available information. And that's what our safe harbor statement says. Now, today's session is part of our Live on ServiceNow, which is a curated event that helps you all connect with ServiceNow experts and peers to really help you deploy your products that you've purchased and so that you can achieve value much faster. And you can see there's a QR code on the screen. And what I'd like you to do is take a moment, scan that QR code. We'll drop a link in the chat, right? And this is where you'll get access to, again, all of our curated events available on Live on ServiceNow. I'll drop that link in the chat for you there. Okay. All righty. So now, before we get started, I'd like to just go over just a couple of housekeeping items here. Number one, we have a Q&A that's available throughout the webinar session today. So if you have questions, be sure to post your questions in the Q&A section, as the chat sometimes can get full there. So use the Q&A session specifically so that we do not miss your questions that you have. Number two, this session is being recorded and will be available in the ServiceNow community after this session. And lastly, number three, there is a survey that will be provided at the end. And we always say here that feedback is a gift. So be sure to fill that out. Okay. So, who is this guy that's been speaking to you here? My name is Marcus Gray. I'm actually going to be one of your co-hosts here for today's session. And joining me is my colleague and good friend, Josh Townsend. Josh, would you just introduce yourself for the group?
Yes, thank you, Marcus. My name's Joshua Townsend. I've been with ServiceNow in the support org for about 8 years, this December. I started as a support engineer, supporting many of our customers with our service management team out of the Orlando Support Center. Currently, I am the regional lead for our U.S. federal support team on the East Coast. I'm happy to be here, and thank you for having me, Marcus.
Hey, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Josh. Glad to have you here. Okay, so now we know a little bit about you, Josh. Let's actually get to know a little bit about our audience. And so let's take a poll here. First poll you should see launching here is which role do you identify with? What role do you identify with? And that poll should be launching here in a second. And the question is, which role do you identify with? Are you an administrator, a developer, a service owner, or a partner? And I'll give you a second to fill that out. What role do you identify with? All righty, I see the participant count is going up. All righty, we're about 70, almost 70% there. Which role do you identify with? Okay, and I'll give you about 5 more seconds to fill that out or just to answer that poll question there. And once I see the responses slowing down, I'll go ahead and share the results here. And I see where most people are landing here. Okay, 80% participation here. Let's look at this poll. So it looks like we have a good representation of administrators and service owners for the majority there, and some developers and partner representation. That's awesome. That really just helps us because we'll talk about some of the roles and some of the benefits for those roles here shortly. So it's just definitely good to know who is here in the audience. Alrighty. So now, let's talk about our agenda for today, right? We're going to get an introduction to ServiceNow support. We're going to talk about understanding our approach, right? And then we'll move into the Now Support portal. And then beyond after the Now Support portal, we'll talk about what support looks like beyond self-service, and we'll wrap up as promised with some Q&A. Josh, how does that sound to you?
Sounds good.
All righty. Awesome. All righty. So now our introduction to Now support, right? Um, as you know, Josh, we are a global organization with many support centers around the world. How are we actually able to support our customers around the globe?
As you can see from the map, we have 10 support centers globally across multiple regions and time zones. All of these centers give us the opportunity to support our commercial customers and our regulated market customers in each region.
Okay, okay, cool. Now, how are we actually able to do that? Is there some formula we use? How can we support all these customers across the globe?
We use our follow the sun model, which ensures that we have agents working when you need support for your critical issues.
Yeah, yeah, follow the sun model. So there's always someone available all the time.
Yes, that's right.
It is amazing. My type of model here. Okay, so that's kind of just a brief introduction here. Now let's talk about understanding our approach, right? Now as you can see, we do a lot here in support, right, to really take care of our customers. But there are some things that typically or generally fall out of our purview where we have other teams that can provide support. So, Josh, can you describe what kind of support that we provide and what are the differences between, let's say, in scope and out of scope services?
Yeah, sure. So here at ServiceNow, our customer service and support team uses a break fix model. This means that our primary focus is on fixing the out of the box product issues. So our in scope support covers fixing platform and application functionality, while our out of scope support, services mean assisting customers with how to implement platform functionality, how to customize out of the box features, um, or any of the applications. So for our customers who need that level of service, they can work directly with our customer success team and um, the ServiceNow Create site.
Gotcha, gotcha. I'm glad you said that because that was actually going to be my question. And so, for the things that fall out of scope or out of our purview, we do have additional resources. And I think you mentioned
Yeah,
like customer success team, correct?
that's right.
Okay, awesome, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So let's talk about when and how to really engage support, right? So there are a couple of different support packages available for our customers, and each of them have a unique customer experience. So, Josh, can you briefly just explain to us what are some of the differences between the packages and also what's actually consistent across all the packages?
Sure. So our support packages range from base to total. Within the base support package, uh, it heavily focuses on self-service, and support coverage is limited to 5 by 12 during your account's business hours. In addition, our self-service in addition to our self-service, the guided and advanced and total packages have 24/7 support coverage, as I mentioned earlier. Um, Additionally, the advanced and total packages have impact squads. The impact squads consist of a customer success manager, a support account manager, and a platform architect who is assigned to the account. Most of our critical issues, the P1s or priority one cases, will have varying levels of response based off of your support package.
Got it, got it, got it. So is there something that's consistent across all the packages?
Yeah, the ability to engage support is always available through our portal, which we'll cover in a bit. So you'll see that here in a little, and that
Gotcha.
remains consistent. So if you need live support, someone should be available to help you.
Gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. Okay, cool. Thanks for sharing that. Now we are understanding some of our support packages, right? But let's actually talk about what can customers expect or how quickly should customers expect a response here?
Well, as we move from our base package up to the total package, you'll see that the response times adjust based off of the customer selected package, where our advanced and total have the quickest response times. This structure is replicated throughout all of the priority levels from P1 being the highest priority to down to our P4s. It's important to keep in mind that this is our first response target, not necessarily resolution times. So in other words, these are the times that we'll commit to responding and engaging when you open a ticket.
Got it, got it. Yeah, I think that's very key to, for our customers to really understand that these times that we are presenting on the screen here are our commitment to how we're going to respond, our first response to any cases that are open. Amazing. Alrighty. So now we're going to talk about kind of our now support portal. Okay. Now, this is really just kind of, I like to say the good stuff here, right? Because our Now Support portal is really our ecosystem in here in Now Support, right? And it's an ecosystem of tools, technologies, content, so all of our customers can find the answers that they need as quickly as possible. But before we actually dive into the portal itself, right? So let's actually walk through how someone might go about resolving an issue using what we call a mix of self-service tools and Now Support. Josh, can you actually talk us through how self-service options are designed to help our customers find answers quickly before they even need to open a case?
Yeah, sure. So when a customer first experiences an issue or encounters a problem, you'll want to go to the ServiceNow support site. It's called Now Support, and it offers a wide range of self-service options that are designed to help give you answers quickly and resolve issues without needing to open a case. Our guided self-service option includes intelligent search, a comprehensive knowledge base, links to the community, and access to the service catalog, um, the ability to view and manage any of your open cases or changes. And this is all within your easy to use user interface, your experience within the portal. You can start by searching on the site for answers. However, you may not find what you need right away. So you'll have the option to open a case. And once you initiate a case, once you start the case record, we'll ask you more detailed questions about what issue you're facing, and try to provide additional context or answers around the problem. And this may give you what you need to resolve the issue. However, sometimes you still may need a human touch, human support, um, for which you'll have the opportunity to submit a case at any time.
Cool, cool. So thank you for that overview, right? So it's kind of going through the search and the guided self-help. If you're not finding what you need, then obviously our support team, that human, I love you said that human touch, we're always available to help our customers. Now, that's great insight on how to leverage the self-service, right? So if a customer, submits a case, what actually happens after they submit a case? We're just talking about this workflow here.
Sure. Yeah. So the workflow is pretty consistent with ITSM. Once the case is created and now support, we have machine learning that ensures it's assigned to the right team based off of the information we have about your particular issue. The cases are routed to the appropriate team where a technical support engineer, or as we call them, a TSE, and a subject matter expert will pick up the case and review, troubleshoot, and hopefully resolve the issue. If the issue is a bit more complex, the TSE will consult with additional subject matter experts within our support org, or they'll engage our cross-functional partners outside of support, such as our platform development team, our product dev team, our site reliability engineers, or even our networking engineers.
Amazing. So, needless to say, right, as cases are moving through our workflow, customers can now visually see like what happens after my case, right? And so, knowing that there are multiple levels of layers, I should say, of support resources available, as you alluded to, particularly for complex issues. Ideally, we want to make sure that our engineers are able to resolve cases as they get them. But if they need assistance, the assistance is there from other teams, product dev, site reliability, etc. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, and through that model, you're still engaged with the same engineer, even if it does escalate to, say, our product development team. You still work with the same engineer.
Love that. Love that. That really just kind of displays the ownership that we have on our particular cases here.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So This statement, the Now Support Portal is the best way to experience support at ServiceNow. I'll say it again. The Now Support Portal is the best way to experience support at ServiceNow. Okay. Now, your Now Support Portal really is your one-stop shop, right? This is your home for self-service, support, instance management, service catalog, and so much more. And as we're getting ready to get into the details of this ServiceNow support portal, I'll launch another poll here. How many of you actually use self-service? How many of you actually use self-service? And the poll should be launching here in a second. All right. Do you love it? Nope, you've never tried it. Or what the heck is self-service? So let's see what we have out here as the responses are quickly coming in. I love the engagement. Love the engagement. So again, do you use self-service? Do you love it? Nope, never tried it. What is self-service? Okay, looks like we got a good representation here just to see where we're at. Responses are still coming in. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close the poll here. So results say that over 50% of you on the call here love self-service. Love it. That's where we want to be. And about 30% said, nope, never tried it. That's okay. This is your opportunity to learn about it. And a few of you are like, what is self-service? So you are at the right place. Thank you for sharing those results here. Okay, now, let's talk about how do we even get to this self-service portal? How do we get to the Now Support portal? Very simple. Open up a browser, type in support.servicenow.com. That's how you get to our Now Support portal. And when you do that, you'll see that our Now Support portal really is, this is the home page, right? Remember, this is the best way for you to experience support at ServiceNow. So if you need to ensure, for instance, if you need to ensure the security and the health of your instances, schedule clones, activate plugins, request password resets, this is your place. If you need to manage upgrades, keep your instance up to date, this is your place. If you need to manage cases or changes or problems, this is your case. Or maybe if you need to manage tasks or receive notifications, this is your place. So I think it goes without saying that the Now Support portal is your place, right? And I think it's a good time to call out here in the lower left-hand side of the screen, you'll see a KB number. And in that KB number, you'll see this throughout the some of the presentation here. These are KBs that you can reference, particular to the topic that's being discussed. And this will also be provided in the resource section of the deck as well. Okay. So let's get into just kind of our first part here. I like to start with the instance dashboard. And how you get to that instance dashboard is you actually go into the Now Support portal and you click on instances from the menu bar and then select instance dashboard. Now, Josh, what are some of the activities that customers can do here?
This is a great place to get real-time status information on your instances, like uptime, which version you're on, any scheduled upgrades that may be planned, changes or cases against your given instance. Using the Action tab, you can also take actions against the instances as well.
Alrighty, yeah. And so, yeah, you mentioned about taking actions against the instances as well. Yes. Is there anything that you, based on your personal experience, you want to add here?
Um, this just gives you a really good opportunity. Like even those support monitors uptime, this could give you your own visibility and knowledge onto your instances uptime. It's a really useful tool for most customers.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay. Now, the other place that I really want to touch base on here is the maintenance center. Now, this is a dedicated place for our customers to view, track, engage with their maintenance comms, including patching, upgrades that happen in the portal. So when you click on existing records here, what is some of the information the maintenance center will display?
The maintenance center displays multiple things. You'll see your most recent communication records, that support on or ServiceNow has sent to you regarding your maintenance for your instances. You'll see communications about patching and upgrade our upgrade program. Additionally, we may send communications that require your attention or action, and those will be there as well.
Yes, awesome. All great information on the maintenance center. But why is this feature so important for our customers? What would you say, Josh?
There's multiple reasons why it's important. It helps you stay in the loop of any recent communications or scheduled maintenance um, directly from your support homepage. You can easily see any communications that require your action. Um, you can ask questions and acknowledge important messages in those communication records at any time.
Got it. Got it. Okay, cool. Uh, that. Alrighty. Now, I think we got a little bit of the lay of the land, right? So let's actually talk about how customers can get the best out of the support experience using this portal. Now, to get here, customers can simply click on the Get Support button, right? And you'll get the best results if you search in a complete question, sentence, phrase, just as if you were asking a colleague or a friend. That's how intuitive our search is here. And this, when you do that, this is going to bring you to the Get Support landing page, okay? Now let's see, where do we begin? Now, Josh, if I am starting my support journey as a new customer, where would you recommend that I go to begin my exploration of the portal?
Well, if you're new to the support portal, I would recommend the Get to Know Now support area. There are three resources in there that will give you information on how to get started. Clicking on each resource will bring out a side menu, like a flyout of additional options. Um, in the Getting Started section, you can learn about the Now support or get access to the Now support mobile app. What I like about this section is that the Now support onboarding checklist. This is where you can check off key tasks that will help you ramp up as a Now support user. Um, in fact, some of the checklist items will be covered later in today's session. Right. Now, using the Now support section focuses on how each of the key roles can use Now support from the administrator to the partner. And then
Uh,
lastly, oh,
oh,
sorry,
okay.
Mark, go ahead.
No, I was going to pause right there. So remember that poll that we did, and this is really for the audience. So that poll that we did earlier, whether you're an administrator, developer, partner, or service owner, if you go into this section of the portal, you'll see specifically recommendations for you based on your role. Sorry, Josh, you want to go ahead and continue?
That's okay. My last note here um, is just that this is a additional place where you can manage your profile, your account, and your preferences.
Awesome. Yeah, cool, cool. Thanks for sharing that. Um, So I think it's safe to assume that our customers know that a knowledge base really is a collection of easily discovered KB articles that cover a range of specific topics connected to the platform. But what's equally important, if not more, is how we actually use our knowledge base. So let's start with access. How can customers search our knowledge base?
Customers can use the search box under the How can we help? You can use full sentences to ask a question or do keyword searches, or you can view the entire knowledge base by following the link in the lower right-hand corner. This offers you the ability to search the knowledge base, but also search product documentation and community posts related to your desired topic.
Alrighty, our knowledge bases.
Our ServiceNow support team uses the KCS model, which is knowledge-centered support to manage our knowledge bases for our customers. This means that our engineers are ensuring that the content is always relevant, the content is continuously being created and updated as we investigate and resolve cases. In fact, we encourage our support engineers to write articles while resolving issues to proactively assist with future issues that other customers may have.
And what would you say is the benefit for our customers with this particular approach?
Shared knowledge is the biggest benefit. It allows customers to see the articles that are regularly refreshed with the newest and most accurate information.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thanks, Josh. Now, back on the landing page here. So there's a list of frequently used resources here on the left-hand side. And we're going to spend the next few moments here really exploring some of those resources, starting with patching and upgrades. Patching and upgrades are a major, major task for our customers, right? They enable customers to get the most value out of ServiceNow by taking advantage of the latest innovation, available new release families, receiving the latest security, performance, functional fixes, right? What are some other takeaways that customers can get from this particular section?
Most importantly, the information on our patching program, the end of life upgrades, and fundamental information about patching and upgrades. There are a few things that you can learn from here. Um, for instance, there's a video on how to upgrade your instance. Um, this is going to be where we describe the process of planning, testing, communicating, and applying a ServiceNow instance upgrade. The information is also found in our product docs. It's also a good place for you to self-schedule any patches or upgrades outside of our patching program that you desire.
Awesome, awesome. So a little bit of ownership, self-service, a little bit of autonomy there that customers have to be able to schedule their patches.
Right.
Yeah.
Based off your schedules and needs.
Got it, got it, got it. Okay, so now using the clone application to copy everything from one instance to another, cloning is this is a typical task that our customers use. And what happens with the clone process? They're backing up data from the most recent backup and they're copying it over to subprod instances. Now we have a lot of information about clones. What happens if I want to know more about how clones work.
We have a clone basics KB that's published by our support team. This will give you all of the basic information on how clones work, how cloning options give you the most out of the cloning process, the ability to roll back a clone, data server configurations, and there's a lot more. But the clone basics KB is really helpful.
Gotcha. Now, what happens if I have an issue with the clone or I want to know more information to begin troubleshooting my clone?
There's also a clone FAQ where we've compiled a list of the most frequently asked questions about clones. Um, we even have a clone tips and tricks section where you can get the best experience learning how to use our clone process.
Oh, that is amazing. Cool, cool. All right. Now, in the instance management section, we have some management activities, some which should be performed with caution, right? Josh, can you tell us what are some of those activities?
These would include retiring instances, renaming, restoring an instance. For example, you may no longer need the instance or you have to revert it back to a certain point in time. You can do that here. A couple of things to keep note of. These are all automated actions and they will be processed once you submit. Some of the activities can be performed on a non-production instance, like doing an instance restore or Z-booting.
Oh, wait, hold on. Z-booting. What is Z-booting? That sounds interesting.
Z-booting an instance is when you completely reset the instance to the out-of-the-box configuration and data. All of your customizations configurations will be wiped away as if the instance had just been newly provisioned.
I think that's one of those ones you actually want to stay away from unless it's absolutely necessary, for sure. Okay, so there is another feature that I like to highlight here. Really is the instance troubleshooter. What is the instance troubleshooter and why is this so important?
The application runs a diagnostic check on common configurations related to a number of products or services that ServiceNow has on our platform. The findings are then shown on a summary screen along with recommendations for how to fix them. You can action these um, to implement fixes and verify if the resolution actually helps with the issue. If the issue isn't fixed with the information provided, you can always use that information when opening a case with Now Support to let us know what steps you've already taken and what hasn't worked for you yet.
Got it. So what I think I'm understanding is that if customers are having an issue with their instance, they can use this troubleshooter to get some diagnostics. But if they're not able to resolve the issue or still have some additional questions, they can actually use the details from that troubleshooter, like the output, and input that into a case, to provide to an engineer.
Yeah, and it makes the engagement with support more of a partnership where you have information, we try to use that information to provide additional detail.
Love that. I love that word partnership, learning, just showing how we work together with our customers. Now, in addition to our knowledge bases, we have a known error portal, excuse me, which is really just a handy repository of known errors in the product that have either been found or reported. Josh, why is this so valuable for our customers?
It is really important as it's a great source of known errors or bugs on the platform. They'll describe possible causes of an issue within your instance, along with steps to reproduce issues and potentially available workarounds. Sometimes this can really help you during your upgrade planning to head off some of the issues you may encounter with a patch or family upgrade.
Okay, cool, cool. Alrighty. Now, automation, right? So the self-service catalog found in our automation store is a critical part of really allowing our customers to drive action on their own and often without an engineer, hence the term automation. What are some of those top self-service requests that are available?
The biggest one that comes to mind is the activate a plugin request. Um, Plugins are how ServiceNow manages many extra features on the platform, and most plugins can be activated directly from your ServiceNow instance. For plugins that don't show up in the list of plugins to install on your instance, you can usually request them on the Now Support portal and ask for it to be activated. Another example would be the My IP information. Because ServiceNow can be integrated with many platforms on your side within your company network, you may need to know the actual IP address that will be sending or receiving traffic. So that way you can whitelist it within your network if needed. Um, and also, what's really cool about the service catalog is that we use all of our own workflows to automate the processes so that you can run y- uh, you can run some of your common requests without intervention. Um, for example, the plugin activation doesn't require human intervention in most cases. So once you request it, it'll go through all of our workflows and install on your environment once everything has been validated.
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, that is pretty cool. So I think it's very important for customer and partner administrators, particularly, to keep their company contact information accurate and up to date on Now Support. Now, this section really provides information to various account management activities administrators can perform. Why is this so important?
The company key contacts are critical for communication with ServiceNow. For example, we use the company contacts to notify by email if there's a mass outage or if there's an issue affecting one of your company's instances. Um, One of our pro tips is we strongly recommend to have at least two ServiceNow administrators at all times listed within your company account in the event of unavailability of one of the administrators, so you can ensure that there's no disruption to the management of your instances from within the support portal.
Now, would you say that the impact of not having updated, what would you say would be the impact of not having your contacts updated?
Um, well, because we monitor all of the hosted instances in our farm, you may miss important notifications such as outages, or know what's happening with your platform. For example, the upgrading patching schedule. If your contacts aren't updated, we may not be informing the right people that we're going to schedule an end of life upgrade.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So I think that's super important. Now, where do I actually go to manage my contacts?
You would click on a drop down next to your name and select Manage Account and Users. This will show you all of the users to actually add, remove, and update your contacts.
Got you there. Uh, okay, awesome. Just really quickly, you there, Josh?
Yes. Did you
Okay.
lose?
I think maybe that might have been my connection there. So really quickly, where do we go to manage our contacts?
Oh, I apologize. So you would click on the drop down next to your name. You would select Manage Account and Users, and this will show you where all of your users are. To actually add, remove, and update your contacts, you click on Account Contacts. This is where you can manage your admins, your business contacts, your support, technical, security contacts. Um, Even more, you'll have visibility to see who your support account manager is and even your account executive.
Perfect, perfect. Thanks for sharing that there. Okay, now as we kind of round off our tour here in the Now Support self-service journey, I want to call out two additional resources to help our customers. The first is our video tutorials. Josh, did you know that customers have direct access to Now Support YouTube channel right inside the portal? And what's even cooler is that this is the latest videos that are loaded automatically for our customers, so you never have to worry about missing anything. What can our Now Support YouTube page do for our customers?
Well, as the official video destination for all of our ServiceNow product documentation, this channel will help you get started with products and features, help you understand concepts and processes and best practices, and you can even learn how to perform complex task within your instance,
All
such as
right.
cloning.
Such as cloning. Cool. Now, the other resource that I wanted to call out is our ServiceNow community. Okay. And on the ServiceNow community, they always say that two is better than one, right? And so this is why our community is so important. And at ServiceNow, we have a community of over 500,000 active users across the globe, which is proven to play a large role in the overall experience for our customers over the last few years. What are some of the highlights and benefits of using the community?
It's really the go-to resource to find answers in any of our forums or product hubs and connect with peers at events, learn more from any of the blogs that have been posted, articles related to our products and solutions. Um, Whether you're a customer, you're a developer, prospective employee, or just a fan of ServiceNow, you'll find that the community is a great place for you to belong. Um, During our recent refresh of the community site, we introduced product hubs. They're highly curated collections of the most relevant and important content that you may need for your implementation journey. We've broken it down into four stages, where most customers will go: getting ready, configuration, go live, and optimization. Um, And you can do more to take ServiceNow to the next level of your organization. And lastly, there's still forums for every product within here, so you can engage with um, other developers and partners using the same features, just in case you can't get your question answered through the support portal.
For sure, for sure. So the community is just a huge, huge asset for our customers. So I thank you for definitely sharing that. Alrighty, now that is a lot of self-serving that we've done. So we've covered a lot of features here, and I want to just launch one more poll out there, and just ask this question here. Um, Based on what you've seen here, which feature are you most excited to try? Is it the knowledge base, the service catalog, the tutorials, the community, or I just want it all? I want to try everything. What are you most excited to try? Okay. Yeah, great responses there. They're still coming in. I'm gonna give it about 5 or 6 seconds though. What feature are you most excited to try? Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and end the poll here. Okay. Sorry for cutting off any responses there. And so share the results here. So it looks like most people want to try all of the above. Amazing. I love to hear that with video tutorials coming in second place. Cool. Alrighty. Now, let's talk about beyond self-support. This is the last area that we're going to focus on, and it's really exploring how do you engage support beyond the self-service level, right? So we understand that all issues may not be resolved by using self-service, but rest assured, as Josh alluded to earlier, we have support engineers who are eager, and I mean eager to help our customers, right? And the way that you can reach our engineers in the support portal is by using the create a case feature. Okay. Now, Josh, when it comes to creating support cases, what are the best practices?
Um, it- the biggest thing that we push is to provide as much detail as possible. If you have attachments, screenshots, or even any error messages that relate to the issue that you're facing, that helps us. Let us know what steps you've taken before you open your ticket, so that our engineers are aware and don't uh, re-troubleshoot the work you've already done. Let us know the steps to replicate the issue so we can be able to reproduce the issue and debug if necessary. And then going back to your contacts, make sure you add your teammates to the watch list so others can be informed of the progress. Um, Also, consider the business impact to the issue you're facing. When you're creating your case, I generally recommend considering some of the key questions like what is the exact issue and what is the desired behavior? Is the issue occurring right now? Can the issue be reproduced in a sub-production environment? Does the issue only affect specific users, a group of users, or does it affect all of your users? And when was the issue first noticed? The more details you can provide, the better we can resolve your issue. Keeping in mind that you may need to get in contact with your engineer assigned to your case, the best way to do this is to call us directly if it's urgent. Sometimes our customers have a have built a great relationship with their account executives, but this can delay support teams getting the visibility on your case when needed.
Yeah, so I think it's suffice to say that if you're having an issue and you're opening up a case, like just giving us the details, reaching out to us directly because we are available and ready to support. Now, great insights on how to submit a case, Josh, but what happens after the case is received by support?
Well, once the case has been created in the portal, we'll leverage AI to ensure it's with the right team. The cases are routed to a team member where a support engineer picks it up, reviews it, troubleshoots, and hopefully resolves the issue. If the issue is super complex, as I mentioned earlier, they'll engage other SMEs within their group or escalate to additional resources that we partner with within our company. Extremely complexes that cannot be resolved within our support um, will be uh, engaged with other teams as quickly as possible.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. So, as you know, the saying goes, feedback is a gift. And here in support, we love to get feedback after cases have been closed out. Josh, can you briefly talk to us about how important surveys are to support and how we actually use the feedback?
Yes, surveys really help us understand the quality of service that we're able to provide to our customers during our engagements. Um, it gives us clarity on if you were satisfied with the support. Did the assigned engineer understand the issue that you were expressed or documented? Did we give you a timely response if your issue was resolved appropriately, etc.? We'll use this feedback to improve the quality of service we provide.
Got it, got it. And how are CSATs sent to our customers?
You'll get those either by email or access to the survey directly from the support portal.
Cool, cool, cool. Wow. Um, Looks like we have covered a lot from self-service to beyond self-service to understanding our report, understanding our approach here at ServiceNow. So, Josh, thank you so much for sharing that valuable information. Here are our key takeaways here as we wrap up our session here. Number one, use the Now Support portal, right? Again, this is your one-stop shop for self-help options, helping you get the support that you need. Number two, join our community. It's a wonderful resource for our customers, and I mentioned over 500,000 active users on that community. And then number three, when you are creating a case, be thorough, add details. We love details here. Helps everyone. In other words, help us help you, right? By the way, if you're in need of any references or onboarding materials or to refresh yourself on the onboarding journey, the best way to do that is on our onboarding hub on the ServiceNow community page. You may already be familiar with this, but if you're not, it's designed to help you get started quickly, right? With access to resources. And inside the onboarding hub, you'll also find an onboarding guide, which is a step-by-step resources that show you what you need to focus on first and to build early momentum. So if you haven't checked that out, please do. With that being said, I want to help you, right? And so here's a list of helpful resources here that are available, and we can get those posted in the chat here, just so you have those as well. Um, Other than that, final reminders: join our ServiceNow community, visit our support at servicenow.com, and visit our YouTube channel to see the latest support videos. Josh, I want to thank you so much for being here today, giving us all this wealth of information around Now Support. I want to thank all of our customers who have joined this webinar. I hope that you have found this a valuable experience to your ServiceNow journey. And lastly, I'll say, welcome to ServiceNow Support. Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Thank you.